India begins its 73rd year of independence today. As per convention, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the nation from the ramparts of the Red Fort. This was his first Independence Day speech of the second term. It comes less than 10 weeks after he was re-elected with a massive majority. The Prime Minister sent a message of positivity and progressive patriotism. It was a speech designed for New India. The New India needs a new approach, and the broad themes of today's speech outline this new approach. They lay down the foundation and a framework for the next 5 years of the Narendra Modi government. Modi 2.0 has been about big decisions. In the first 7 weeks of this government, they have moved in top gear. This parliament session, in fact, was the most productive since the 1950s. The government has been able to push major reforms. The triple talaq or instant divorce law, for instance. The right to information bill, and of course the big one, the Jammu and Kashmir reorganization bill, the scrapping of Article 370, the bill that split the state of Jammu and Kashmir into 2 union territories. Today, Prime Minister Modi announced the next big moves. India will soon get its first Chief of Defence Staff.
जिस प्रकार से टेक्नोलॉजी ड्रिवन व्यवस्थाएं बन रही है, तब भारत को भी टुकड़ों में सोचने से नहीं चलेगा। हमारी पूरी सैन्य शक्ति को एक मुश्त होकर के एक साथ आगे बढ़ने की दिशा में काम करना होगा। जल थल नभ में से एक आगे रहे, दूसरा 2 कदम पीछे रहे, तीसरा 3 कदम पीछे रहे तो नहीं चल सकता। तीनों एक साथ एक ही ऊंचाई पर आगे बढ़े, कोऑर्डिनेशन अच्छा हो, सामान्य मानवीय की आशा आकांक्षाओं का अनुकूल हो, विश्व में बदलते हुए युद्ध के और सुरक्षा के माहौल के अनुरूप हो। इन बातों को ध्यान में रखते हुए आज मैं लाल किले से एक महत्वपूर्ण निर्णय की घोषणा करना चाहता हूं। इस विषय के जो जानकार हैं वो बहुत लंबे अरसे से इसकी मांग करते रहे हैं। आज हमने निर्णय किया है कि अब हम चीफ ऑफ डिफेंस स्टाफ सीडीएस इसकी व्यवस्था करेंगे और इस पद के गठन के बाद तीनों सेनाओं के शीर्षस्थ स्तर पर एक प्रभावी नेतृत्व मिलेगा। हिंदुस्तान के सामरिक दुनिया की गति में ये सीडीएस एक बहुत अहम और रिफॉर्म करने का जो हमारा सपना है उसके लिए बल देने वाला काम है।
This is a big national security move, the second one after the decision to revoke Article 370. So why does India need a Chief of Defence Staff? The answer is quite simple. To enable synergy between the armed forces. The idea is not new. It was brought up after the Kargil War in 1999. It was first proposed by the Kargil Review Committee. This committee had found that during the initial days of the Kargil War, there was little coordination between the Army and the Air Force, and this was just a hiccup, but one that could have been avoided. This suggestion found political support. A group of ministers headed by the then Deputy Prime Minister L.K. Advani backed the committee's recommendations, but the government never went ahead with the implementation. They couldn't generate political consensus. Reports say there was pushback from the Air Force and the bureaucracy. 12 years later, the Naresh Chandra Committee reiterated the recommendations, but compared to the Kargil Review Committee, this was a watered-down proposal. Now, building consensus for such a major move was perhaps the biggest challenge for the government, something that Prime Minister Modi seems to have overcome. All around the world, defence forces are increasingly looking at integration. Here is how having a Chief of Defence Staff will help India. First, it will enable better military planning. The modern battlefield has several moving parts, and it requires coordination across all branches. The CDS will be a single-point military advisor to the Government of India. So coordination is going to be easier from the point of view of the government as well. The CDS will be able to take a broad view of the country's military requirements. He or she will be able to assess the country's military needs across services and arrive at a formula to meet those needs, given the fact that military budgets are limited. The appointment of a CDS also enables India to pool military resources. The move to appoint a Chief of Defence Staff is a step towards modernizing India's defence forces, bringing them more in line with the global practices. Almost all major countries like the US, Russia, France, Canada, China, they all have a Chief of Defence Forces or someone similar in that position. Take the case of China. The PLA has a well-established theatre command system. It enables synergy. And an interesting side note here, in the PLA, one commander is in charge of all operations related to India. America has the chairman of Joint Chiefs of Staff. He is the highest ranking and the senior most military officer in the United States Armed Forces. Now, India will have someone in that rank.